Good morning, Keloland. At 8 minutes ahead of the hour, here a check of the top stories of the hour. We are following the latest developments in the Ukraine crisis, where there are reports of hundreds of artillery shells exploding this morning along the contact line between Ukrainian soldiers and Russia-backed separatists. The separatists evacuated thousands of civilians from eastern Ukraine as fears rise that the volatile region could spark a Russian invasion. A retired two-star Army general who lives in South Dakota says the actions by the U.S. and other NATO countries in keeping Russia aggression in check will have far-reaching effects.
Russia is not the only nation that's watching intently what we do or don't do as he threatens to invade Ukraine. China's watching, Iran's watching, North Korea's watching, all the terrorist organizations, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Taliban, they're all watching intently what we do or we don't do.
Lynn Hartzell says a successful invasion by Russia will destroy the credibility of the U.S. as a world leader. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky has called for Russian President Vladimir Putin to meet him and to seek a resolution to the crisis. However, there's been no immediate response from the Kremlin. Coming up on Inside Keloland, families across South Dakota are struggling to find and afford daycare for their children. What's behind the lack of childcare and the solutions that could help. Plus, 2021 was a wild year for the housing market. What you need to know before you buy or sell a house in 2022. And it's Girl Scout cookie season, how you can buy your favorite treats while supporting the future of girls in our communities. Be sure to watch Inside Keloland immediately following Keloland Weekend News at 10. Dan Overweg has been an auto mechanic for the last 35 years, and in that time he's helped his fair share of people facing car trouble. One Sioux Falls family has received his help not once but twice, 10 years apart. And you might be surprised just how far Overweg was willing to go to help them. Renee Ortiz introduces us to this high-mileage helper in tonight's Eye on Keloland at 10. The Sioux Falls Stampede hockey team changed its name to the Fighting Wiener Dogs for last night's game against Omaha. That's because the team hosted its 15th annual Wiener Dog races at the Denny Sanford Premier Center. The the Fighting Wiener Dogs have an undefeated record on Wiener Dog Night, and they extended that to 15-0 with a high-powered offensive performance in their 6-1 defeat of the Lancers. But the stars of the show were the nearly 40 Wiener Dogs that hit the ice running in between the periods of the game. A dog named Kuzco would come away as the winner of the races. The team auctioned off Fighting Wiener Dog jerseys after the game, with proceeds benefiting Dakota Dachshund Rescue. Adam?
If that doesn't put a smile on your face, I don't know what will. The sunrises, though, have been pretty nice. A little on the mild side, though, for this time of year, but we're going to swing hard to the other side of that pendulum by midweek. We don't have to Sturgis too often, so let's start out there this morning. A beautiful start to the day in western Keloland, and we're also looking pretty good to the east with bright sunshine above Watertown at 34 degrees and above Great Bear, for that matter, 36, with not much cloud cover in place yet, but that is expected to change. 30s and 40s across much of Keloland for now, but as we zoom out a little bit more, there's that cold air. 14 in Fargo, Bismarck at 20, and that's going to feel mild compared to what's on the way as we head toward the middle of the week, as high temperatures may struggle to get to 10 degrees above zero at times in many locations. And that is the key right there. A cold front that's going to move on through later today and usher in all of that Arctic air. At the same time, we start to get some moisture building in from the west with snow expected later this evening into Monday, with a winter weather advisory in blue for Rapid City, Spearfish headed over toward the Eagle Butte area, a winter storm warning for Harding and Perkins County, and a winter storm watch along the rest of the North Dakota border headed toward Dual County as far south and east. So we have the best opportunity to see decent bit of snow up that way. And you can see that on Futurecast. You see those darker shades of blue. That's heavier snowfall expected to set up and move into Mobridge, Aberdeen, up toward Watertown, I-29 points north. So if you are going to be traveling northward, you will want to exercise caution or just avoid it altogether, as travel is going to become rather treacherous at times. You notice, though, to the southeast, we don't get that snow quite yet. It's going to be Monday night into Tuesday, your best opportunity for that snowfall. Here's the update. Again, the bullseye up to the north now along the North Dakota border. The best opportunity to see 5 to 10 inches or more. 4 to 8 faith to Watertown. 3 to 6 inches south of U.S. Highway 14, rather, and south of I-90 for that matter. So please keep an eye out for updates. That's still subject to change as that track is going to heavily dictate where that bullseye sets up shop. Highs today, though, deceptively warm in the 40s and 50s across much of the area. But look at what happens overnight with lows tanking. And it's all downhill from there on the thermometer as we struggle to hit 10 at times in the extended forecast. Monday evening into Tuesday is your best opportunity for snow in Sioux Falls. For Aberdeen and Pierre, it's going to be Monday into Tuesday. But you notice how frigid it gets. Please be careful, both with the snow and the impending Arctic air.
That's our time for this morning. Have a great day.